What does W.B.C. means? W.B.C. means war, blood, and crime. The reason why I use those slogans is because my environment was a place that had war, blood, and crime, and it was designed to kill me. And once I realized that my environment was designed to kill me, my biggest challenge of the world was I had to find a way to leave this environment. When I mean leaving the environment, I'm not just talking about the physical environment or my physical being leaving the environment. I'm also talking about my mental state, my emotional and spiritual state of leaving the street life, the environment, because once I realized that my environment was designed to kill me, I had to come to realize that everything that I was taught or learned or anything that I believed of from the street life, it was all false. The false ego, the pride, the the mean mugs, the mask, wanting to be hard. I couldn't be myself, and once I realized that all this was an illusion, I had to realize that I needed to separate myself from the streets, and I had to go back to the drawing board with my whole life. Once I went back to the drawing board and realized that I need to separate myself from being a drug dealer, because that was something that I really loved. That image or that lifestyle, it was a lifestyle that I was born into. My environment showed me images of drug dealers controlling the streets. And once I got to a certain age, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to control the streets, but not realizing that the streets was designed to kill me and many other black young men. So with war, blood, and crime, I realized once I separated myself, right, and when I began to work on myself, I realized that mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, I was at war. I had criminal thoughts, homicidal thoughts. My mind still thought criminal. Even to this very day, I still think criminal-minded. But one thing I can say, right, I don't blame the streets because I wasn't a victim of the streets. I volunteered to be a part of the streets. And one thing I learned in my transformation of leaving the streets, I realized that if you sign up to be in the street life, right, whatever comes towards your way of the streets, you can't, you can't complain. You understand? Like, for instance, long before I ever sold one piece of crack, right, I knew that selling crack and being on that street life, it was wrong. I knew I had choices to go to school, do this, do that, work at McDonald's, whatever the case would be. I didn't want to do none of that. What I wanted to do, I wanted to be a dope boy. And in the image of being a dope boy, I realized that I could get shot, I can go to jail, people get murdered, all that. So in the process of me being a part of that street life, I got shot. And when I look back, I got shot in my head. So when I look back, I realized that I wasn't no victim of the streets. That just come with it, A lot of my friends got killed. People went to jail, prisons. That's just part of the lifestyle of that, So to get back to what I'm saying, W.B.C. means war, blood, and crime. And it's not just so much of the physical. War, blood, and crime for me is an everyday mental, spiritual, and emotional challenge that I have to challenge every day, because where I come from is hard to change. And a lot of times people may feel as though change is hard. But one thing I learned in my transformation, no matter how much I change, I still got that same person in me. But if it's the ability to choose to be that old person, or do I want to be this new person? And in that, thanks for coming to my page, listening to what I have to say, and hopefully in the future I can come with more insights on my beliefs, my transformation.